This course is sponsored by the Bob Woodruff Foundation. We would like to thank the Bob Woodruff Foundation for their generosity in making this course possible.
Hello, my name is Robert Albright, Director of Programs with the Collective Impact Forum, a field-building partnership between FSG and the Aspen Institute. The Collective Impact Forum provides resources on how to have deeper and more lasting impact through effective collaboration. I'm excited to share some thoughts about the collaboration journey. The collaborative journey is more of a marathon than a sprint. This analogy works because collaboration is a long process. Much like training for a marathon, it takes lots of planning, organization, and requires you to assess progress and change tactics when necessary. However, taking the time to take part in this journey will offer better support for veterans, service members, and their families. Supporting this population will ultimately benefit the overall community. In this course, we invite you and your team to pause and take stock of where you are on the collaborative journey. If you are just getting started, this is a great time to consider what is needed to move forward. If your initiative is already on the journey, then take time to reflect on the progress it's made in advancing your community's support of veterans and their families. What lessons have been learned and what's needed to continue or reinvigorate the work. This course is just a place to start. There are lots of additional tools that can help you delve more deeply into your own initiative and collaboration, and this course will serve as a prompt for further exploration of next steps. The most successful collaborative efforts generally focus on 4 elements that you should keep in mind no matter where you are in your collaborative journey. First, it's important to think about governance and infrastructure. Who will lead the effort and how will decisions be made? How will responsibilities be shared, and how will multiple perspectives be recognized? Second, you want to make sure your group is clear about what you are trying to achieve. This is why strategic planning is so essential. Your strategy should map out how you will achieve success and who will be involved in different phases throughout the process. Throughout the collaborative journey, you want to engage your community. You need to ask yourself at every step of the way, who have you involved in your work and who else needs to be involved? Are diverse perspectives of the veteran community being represented? It's also important to give some thought to measuring progress, which brings us to the last core element, evaluation and improvement. How will you know what is changing? How will you track and share your lessons learned? How will you know when your goals have been met? How will you know if you have improved access and increased variability in outcomes for those you serve? Collaboration is a process that unfolds over time and develops across multiple phases. Thinking systematically about where you are in this process will help you establish short and long-term goals. It can help you map your activities and articulate your plans as your community works to meet the needs of veterans. Let's take a look at the 5 phases of the collaborative journey to help you get started. Phase 1, Assessing Readiness. At the beginning of your collaborative efforts, you will probably be focused on generating ideas and hosting dialogue to identify available resources and articulate a common agenda. At this phase of the journey, you might meet with community leaders to assess who should be involved and whether those identified are committed to engaging in a collaborative effort to support veterans and their families, and whether they are committed to sharing experiences and learning along the way. This initial phase may take several months or even longer, but taking time to lay the groundwork for your collaborative relationships will pay off as you discover what needs to be done. Phase 2, Initiate Action. If you are working on putting together a leadership group, then you have started the second phase of the collaborative journey. These leaders should be made up of champions from multiple sectors and will guide the collaborative effort in your community. Remember, veterans and their families should be actively involved in the collaborative process at all steps in the journey. In this phase, which may take as long as a year, you will want to collect data from partner organizations to help identify key issues. Organizations involved in collaboration should identify common performance measures and track this data so that a plan of action that unifies and leverages everyone's distinct activities can be laid out. In the third phase of the collaborative journey, you are now ready to organize for action. The backbone organization that will coordinate and support collaboration efforts has been established and work groups are being identified. The backbone organization is an integral part of the collaborative journey, and more information on its role will be provided in another course. At this point in your strategic planning, a common agenda and goals have been agreed upon. If you are on track with community engagement, you have incorporated the community's voice and perspective on multiple issues. Your partners have all agreed on and have established ways to measure and share progress with one another. Phase 4, begin implementation. Once you have organized work groups and formalized your collaboration's backbone infrastructure, you are in Phase 4 of the collaborative journey. Building broad public support for your efforts will be an important aspect of Phase 4. Work groups will launch and develop blueprints that identify quick wins. Shared measurement and data should be collected and reviewed on a regular basis at this point. Phase 5, sustain action and impact. Mature collaborative efforts focus on sustaining action and maintaining its impact. The focus is now on policy and advocacy. Collaboration leaders are reviewing progress and continually supporting the renewal process for the initiative through the backbone organization. Continued efforts to engage community members and policymakers will help drive the collaborative strategy. To continue further learning, improvement, and renewal, the initiative's progress is collected and reported. Remember, the collaboration journey is best thought of as a marathon rather than a sprint. It takes thoughtful planning, organization, and assessment throughout the entire process. So let's recap. There are 4 main components necessary to sustain impact. Governance and infrastructure, where the goal is to agree upon how your initiative is best designed and led. Strategic planning, where the goal is to establish an action plan that outlines how and who will do what to realize your common agenda. Community involvement, where the goal is to ensure you understand your community's unique context and engage others to work with you to address it. And evaluation and improvement, where the goal is to assess progress, outcomes, impact, and to document and share learning. Throughout the collaborative journey, we see these 4 main components being consistently addressed in 5 different phases. Phase 1, assess readiness. Phase 2, initiate action. Phase 3, organize for impact. Phase 4, begin implementation. And Phase 5, sustain action and impact. Taking time to embark on this collaborative journey and improve access to resources for our nation's heroes will help to ensure that their unique qualities are being tapped into and utilized in the very community organizing to support them. As you move forward on this journey, be encouraged that you are part of a community of leaders around the country who are striving to support veterans and their families. Also, remember that effective collaboration requires patience. When you build a strong foundation of trust and buy-in among partners, your collaborative work will be more successful in the long term. For a more detailed account of how each component can be assessed throughout the 5 phases and tools for tracking your initiative's progress, the Collective Impact Self-Assessment and Planning tool is just a place to start. Provided by the Collective Impact Forum.
Thank you for taking the time to learn about this important topic and about our nation's military, veterans, and their family members. If you have any questions about this course or need assistance, please visit the PsychArmor website or call the PsychArmor support line at 844-779-2427.